Do you think that legacy journalism is probably on its way out? Because I see a lot of people using Twitter or using other sort of like citizen journalist stuff.
It's on its way out, and it's being replaced by a worse machine.
And what is that? Just algorithms?
No, algorithmic, clickbait, all these journalists who are like masquerading as like independent reporters who are just like literally following the exact same incentive structure of the mainstream media: outrage, clickbait, thumbnails, false light, selective interviewing, manipulative. It's crazy.
You know what? If anything, it actually could be worse.
It is worse.
Because at least to defend legacy media, they have to verify what they say to at least a certain degree, and they have liability in what they say.
Exactly.
But some dude on YouTube with 100 followers
and
can say whatever they want to, and they have nothing to lose.
Because outrage sells more. You know what I mean? Anger sells more. And so for Channel 5, we try to walk that fine line between creating engagement because people like the journalism and employing just enough shock to get people to click. Which is hard, but it's even worse now, especially like most journalists today, it's just vox pop. And what that refers to, I read it on Wikipedia one time, it's you just get people's reactions to what's already happening. So it's not, you know what I'm saying? So if you hear that there's people eating cats and dogs in Springfield, Ohio, if you're one of these new journalists, you will go there and get people to say that because it feeds something that's already circulating on the algorithm. And you basically harvest algorithmic engagement to get revenue for yourself. So I don't know how that's worse than like, Fox News doing punditry and creating fear with like putting videos on repeat of migrant crime. The responsibility here kind of lies on the consumer too. Like, first off, as a consumer, you have to recognize that nobody's unbiased. There's no news outlet that's unbiased. Everybody who works in journalism is conditioned by the way they grew up, the formative experiences they had. Like for me, I lost a lot of friends to police brutality early in life in Seattle, 3 or 4. And so when the George Floyd murder happened, I was instantaneously sort of triggered and on the side of the protesters because of my own experiences. So obviously my coverage leaned a little bit left. If I was from, Cedar Rapids or the middle of Iowa, and my dad was the sheriff and he was saving kittens from trees, and I grew up in a small town, I might be like, what the fuck? Cops are awesome. This is a bad egg, but don't take this out on the cops. So the point being is that you can't escape the way that you grew up. So as a consumer, you have to realize, I'm going to listen to Tucker Carlson right now. I know that he leans right. I'm going to listen to Andrew right now. And I know that he leans a little bit left, which is true. And so it's once you stop believing that journalists are unbiased, understand the spectrum of media bias, and be a responsible consumer, it'll work itself out. You can't expect the journalists themselves to give you the truth at this point because they never did.